It's always a pleasure to have you join me on Ladies Talk Tech right here on Idea TV, the program where we spotlight women who are doing so amazing in the tech space, in the creative industry. We focus on them to bring them to the limelight, give them, that kind of energy that they need for the work that they do. We recognize and we appreciate them, and they're all across Africa, everywhere in the world, doing something very magnificent for the African continent. Well, my name is Chinatu Oji, your host, and today we have somebody who is doing something very spectacular right in Cameroon. So we'll go on a break. After that break, we'll have a feature play, and after that, we go to the next segment. So you see, it's going to be a whole lot of edutainment today. So let's go on a quick break. After the break, right up, we'll be having Rebecca Nongchong from Cameroon, who is doing something amazing in the tech space. Stay with us.
In a continent where limited internal financing continues to stifle innovation, the need for change has never been more urgent. As we grapple with the consequences of over-reliance on external funding, it is vital for African nations to champion and invest in homegrown priorities. Join us on Idea TV for inaugural Idea Government Agencies of Interest, IGAI, where we spotlight government agencies making strides in research, innovation, and entrepreneurship across the African continent. These organizations are at the forefront of fostering local innovations and supporting sustainable development. The first edition of Idea Government Agencies of Interest will roll out on November 21st. Join us as we honor and showcase the transformative impact of our governments in shaping a brighter future for Africa, only on Idea TV. Rebecca Nongchong was born on July 14, 1967, in the southwest region of Cameroon.
So my name is Rebecca Nongchong.
Enterprise Application Solutions, partnering with Oracle as a platinum partner and servicing clients across continents. The company has since grown to operate in dozens of countries, proving that an African-founded tech company can compete and thrive on a global scale. But Rebecca's contributions is not just in business. It's deeply rooted in ecosystem building. She founded the Africa Technology Forum, a non-profit dedicated to nurturing technology startups across the continent. She didn't stop there. She is also a co-founder of Active Spaces, a tech incubator in Cameroon, helping run innovation hubs that support entrepreneurs in her home country. Her influence extends beyond the national level. Rebecca has been intimately involved in AfriLabs, the Pan-African Network of Innovation Hubs. In fact, she was appointed chair of AfriLabs in 2019, reinforcing her commitment to building infrastructure for tech talent across Africa. She also co-founded two angel investor networks, which are the Cameroon Angels Network and the African Business Angels Network, ABAN, critical structures for funding early-stage African startups. Rebecca serves on key advisory boards. She is board member of Salesforce.com Foundation. She sits on VC4 Africa, a major online community connecting African entrepreneurs and investors, and has contributed to global and regional development bodies. She was also part of the UK Department for International Development's Digital Advisory Panel and previously served on the UN Women Global Advisory Committee on the Digital Divide, as well as the UN ICT Task Force. In fact, she has earned more accolades over time. She was named by New African magazine as one of the most influential Africans, and she continues to be recognized for her leadership on the continent. In 2022, she was elected as an intern for women in tech and underrepresented entrepreneurs. Advocacy, mentorship, and visibility challenge stereotypes, inspire younger thinkers, especially women, to take up space in technology. And finally, her vision continues to look forward. She sees a future in which African innovators are not just participants, but leaders in global tech. She believes in a future where funding, mentorship, and infrastructure are accessible, where local talent thrives, and where technology amplifies positive social change across the African continent. On Ladies Tech Talk this week, we celebrate Rebecca Nongchong for her achievements, what her journey symbolizes: hope, grit, and possibility. As story tells us, you don't need to choose between impact and business, between local and global. You can build all at once. As we reflect on her work, her leadership at AppsTech, her role in AfriLabs and Active Spaces, her Angel Network co-founding, and many accolades, one thing is clear. Rebecca is not just building companies, she's building real-time legacy.
So we created Active Spaces, African Center for Technology, Innovation, and Ventures, an incubator for startups. We created Cameroon Angels Network, a network to invest in the startups. And we started to develop and build the ecosystem, not just in Cameroon, but across the continent. Because if an African, a Black African woman in tech can succeed in America, of course, all entrepreneurs, the African entrepreneurs can succeed across the world. Thank you very much.
And our legacy is a roadmap for the next generation of women, of African innovators, and of change makers. A roadmap that says, dream big, build for community, and live as you rise. Thank you, Rebecca, for showing us how to do just that. Thank you, Rebecca, for showing us how to do just that.
Rebecca is just a superwoman. And it's okay to call her superwoman because of the amazing thing that she's doing, not just in Cameroon, but even outside of Africa. We are so proud of her here at Ladies Talk Tech. And she is, for this week, a Lady Tech star. We are so proud of you, Rebecca, and we hope that you keep going higher and higher in these giant strides that you're doing in the tech space. But right now, it's now time for the next segment. And we have a guest who is waiting to speak to us. Today, we'll be talking about tech spaces and the creative woman. And joining me to have this conversation is someone who truly embodies all three. Her name is Emanuela Abubakar. She is a product designer, educator, and creative thinker with over 3 years of experience building intuitive, user-focused solutions across SaaS, AI, Web3 education, health, and e-commerce. She's helped startups bring ideas to life and designs that are not only functional but deeply human. Beyond design, Emanuela teaches children tech and design, sparking early creativity and confidence in young minds. She is the founder of Spaces, a brand dedicated to transforming workspaces into inspiring functional environments on any budget. So when she's not designing, guess what she's doing? She's teaching, journaling, unplugging, or expressing herself through poetry. So sit back and get ready, because after this break, you'll be meeting Emanuela Abubakar.
Making strides in research, innovation, and entrepreneurship across the African continent. These organizations are at the forefront of fostering local innovations and supporting sustainable development. The first edition of Idea Government Agencies of Interest will roll out on November 21st. Join us as we honor and showcase the transformative impact of our governments in shaping a brighter future for Africa, only on Idea TV.
So joining me to have this conversation around tech spaces and the creative woman is Ella. Hi, Ella, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
We finally get to have this all-important conversation after a long trial.
It's good to be here.
Yes, all right. So let's just get right into it. Ella, you wear so many hats: product designer, educator, founder, poet. How did your journey into design and creativity actually begin? Take us to the root.
Okay, so regarding design, how it started about the popular COVID time, that's when a lot of people got into tech. Although I have been in tech way before then, but then I got into design in 2019. So a friend shared a link to a design bootcamp. I joined and I actively participated and gained a lot of knowledge about design. Initially, I used to code. I used to be a front-end web developer. So I wanted my websites, that's the web application on the website I built, to look better. So that's why I decided to take that design course. I never envisioned that I would switch my career from front-end web development to design. So that's how I arrived in the design field.
Okay, that's a very passionate and interesting turn of events that you have. But I like us to talk about something else. Many people see tech as logical and design as very emotional. So how do you balance those two in your work?
Well, it's just like when you're building a house, you have to build the foundation. It takes in a whole lot of like structure. And that's where tech comes in. Technology helps you have that structure, that ability to build products. But then when it comes to design, you have to be intentional in the way you make people feel about a technological product. So I would say tech is the tool that you use to build, while design is like the breath of life that you give that particular product. It's basically like the soul that you give a product. That's why when you're learning a language on Duolingo and when you're learning a language on Google, the experience is totally different. Fundamentally, it is created with technology, but the experience is different based on how each of these tools were designed.
The experience is very different depending on how you come across it. Well, I like how much passion you put into everything that you said, but Ella, I know that you've worked with startups and founders that to turn ideas into real products. So what's that one project that you've had to work on that challenged your creativity the most?
Well, over the years, I've had the opportunity to work on diverse products in different spaces and sectors. I would say the most challenging so far is one, a payroll compliance platform. So I met the founder through LinkedIn. And when we had our first discovery call, I realized how passionate he was about this particular product. You know, we have big organizations, we have small organizations, we have like small teams that are like 5 people in a team, and then you have organizations that have like over 100 employees. So fundamentally, the problem that we wanted to solve was to make it easy for these companies and organizations to pay their staff easily without stress. If you know something about payroll, it is more than paying your employees like their salaries. It also has to do with compliance. It also has to do with ensuring that the salary breakdown is easy for the employees to get an overview of what their salary is about. It also has to do with remitting tax, necessary tax on that particular payroll, auditing and ensuring the documentation is up to par. So there were a lot of intricacies regarding that particular product. And as someone that has worked in an audit organization, I know how important it is to ensure that even when you're getting the payroll flow properly, you also have to ensure that the platform is compliant, because if the platform is not compliant, the organization would have to pay tons of money in fines. And I feel like the economy is too hard for you to like waste money needlessly. So there were a lot of things that went into ensuring that platform was compliant, solve the problem of making payroll easy. I had to reach out to a lot of people at the auditing firm I used to work. I had to reach out to people on LinkedIn to understand their process, to ask them questions, to test the flow that I have designed to ensure that it follows their current process and not that when they see the platform, it is something totally new. And basically, at the heart of all, to ensure that it solves the problem, which is making payroll easy and compliance for organizations, both big and small organizations as well. So, yeah, that's one that I can mention. Yeah.
That's stunning to hear. That's very stunning. I'm proud of you, Ella, because I'm thinking about how the whole procedure must have been for it to get to this point. But can I just get this out? Is that project still successful to today?
Well, seeing that it is a very complex product and it's something that they just started building out this year, so it's still in production. But I will share the link with you as soon as it is live.
Oh, okay. We can't wait to see that. Well, you also teach children tech and design, which is very beautiful and commendable. How's it been like?
I would say the experience has been very satisfying. If you are someone that is around children, you know that this set of humans are always excited. So teaching children about tech, teaching them about design, it opens up my mind to different possibilities. Because when I'm trying to explain what, like, for example, if I'm teaching them about graphic design, how to design notebooks, I have to break down the design principles to relate it to something that they can easily understand. Because one thing I have learned from teaching children is if you don't break it into something that is simple and easy for them to relate to, they'll just be lost. You realize that, oh, you've lost their attention. So I've had to break down complex ideas into something that is simple and easy for them to relate to. Sometimes I'll ask them, okay, what did you do in school? Is there something interesting that you watched in a cartoon? So I use that information that I've gotten based on what they tell me to teach whatever design or tech principle that I have scheduled for that particular day. So it has been a very interesting experience. It has been a learning experience because I also learned from the children how to make things simple, and they have also gotten some interesting ideas having conversation with these children because their imagination is boundless. It's not like us that we are constrained to what is feasible and what is not, but for them, they just believe anything is possible. So yeah, it has been an interesting experience.
Which is enough for inspiration. They believe anything is possible. But Ella, do you think that a physical workspace has such a big impact on creativity and productivity? Does it have anything to do with how creative you get if your workspace or your physical environment is not giving?
At the various times that you have worked, maybe you're someone that work from home, or you just had to do like a piece of work at home. Now think back to a scenario where maybe you came home and everywhere is cluttered. You just decide to carry your laptop and start working immediately. That's one where everywhere is well tidy, the light is good. Or I think a perfect example would be when there's light and when there's no light. You notice that your energy is different when there's power. But when there's no power, you may not feel a lot of motivation. But as soon as that power is restored, you feel like you've gotten an energy boost. So that goes to show that your space, your environment influence the kind of energy that you have, the kind of energy that you put into your work. So yes, of course, it's very building spaces. It's something I knew on a subconscious level, but after creating researches and creating workspaces for people, it's something that I've come to discover. Like I've had clients come back to tell me that, oh wow, I feel way better when I'm working. Like my energy has increased and all of that. So of course, your space affects how you work.
Your space affects how you work. I want you to give us a very little example. What do you think can help? What suggestions do you have, especially for women who are working from home or small offices? How can they create inspiring workspaces on a budget? How can women create inspiring workspaces on a budget? I mean, the men can steal this, but women.
Yes, of course. All right. So, based on my experience working with different customers or spaces, we've had customers that want to set up like a very elaborate workspace, but we've also set up like simple workspaces for people. And one advice I always give, if you want to do it yourself, is just get a very simple table and a chair. Like have a dedicated table and chair for working. Now have some ground rules when you purchase that table and chair. Ensure that unnecessary items are not on the table or on the chair. An example is when I get to my family house, I have like a dedicated workspace, and my family, they know that you do not put any cup or anything that has to do with liquid on my desk. You do not bring any foreign material, so to speak, on my desk. So it's just like simple ground rules that you can give yourself and other people around you would also respect. Is a very, very easy and effective way to set up a workspace if you do not have like a very large budget or it's not your priority at the moment. A simple table and chair that is uncluttered will improve your productivity by a lot. It seems very minute. It seems like it is not a big deal, but trust me, try it today. Just ensure that your table is clear, your chair is clean, and keep that space clean and uncluttered for like 1 week. And trust me, your productivity is going to soar.
Okay, I guess this idea is not just for women. Men can steal it, even though this is a ladies' talk tech. So, the men who are watching this, you can steal this tip from Ella. But Ella, when you're not designing or teaching, you said you love journaling and poetry. So, how do those creative outlets fit into your professional life? After that question, I have one last question for you before the next segment.
Okay, that's a good question because as a person, I certainly do not like to be put into a box because I have a lot of interest and I have a lot of things that I do. And one thing I have noticed is that all of these different things that I do, they feed into me, my career, and the kind of person that I want to be. Now, you mentioned journaling and poetry. I've always journaled right from when I was a child, and it is something that helped me reflect. Like, let's say I'm journaling at the end of the week, I note down all the things that I did, and then I look back on it. It helps me reflect. Okay, what did I do well this week? What could I have done better? How did I manage my time? Okay, let me give a very interesting example. So, about 2 or 3 months ago, while I was doing my whole reflection, I went to check my time usage on my phone. And I noticed that the amount of time that I am spending on my phone is a lot. And then I'm crying that, oh, there's not a lot of time in the day for me to do what I want to do. So that point of reflection and intentionality helped me to cut down the amount of time that I spend on my phone and channel that time into something that is more useful, that is more productive. Of course, it's very okay for you to spend time on your phone, but you have to be intentional. Are you spending too much time? When I was in school, my food and nuts teacher usually says the dose makes the poison. So it's not about spending so much time on your phone, but how much time are you spending on your phone? So the fact that I journal, it helped me to like reflect on the amount, on the things that I do. And one of the things that I do is to like spend time on my phone. So I had to check the usage time, and that helped me to like cut back on the amount of hours I spend on my phone, channel it into more productive things. So when it comes to poetry, poetry is something that helps me distress. When I am stressed out from work or I am feeling burnt out, maybe not burnt out per se, but like I'm not feeling as creative as I want to be, and then I start writing poetry. It helps me to like get loose. Like there's no constraints, there's no rule, there's no principle. It's just me there expressing, and that just gets my brain working. It's something like a reset switch. So yeah.
Okay. I love how you've been able to find the creative fuel for everything. It's like everything is interconnected.
Yes.
All right. Now, my last question for you on this segment. Tell us about Spaces. I hope I got the pronunciation correctly. What problem were you trying to solve when you created it?
Yes, you got the pronunciation correctly.
Great.
Building Spaces with a friend, what we're trying to solve is basically to help creatives maximize their time and their space. Just like we've discussed here, your space affects the amount of work and the quality of work that you do. And a lot of people do not know this. And sometimes when when they think about setting up a workspace, they think about, oh, I have to save millions, or I have to do this, I have to do that. But setting up your space does not require so much. You just come to us, tell us what you want to achieve, and we'll be able to set up a workspace that helps you claim your hours and claim your space. So basically, in one word, the problem that we are trying to help professionals solve is to help them be more productive and enjoy the work that they do.
Thank you so much, Ella. Now, I'm going to have you on a hot seat for this next segment. So we have like 5 questions for you. And you're good. The rule is simple. You pick it as we drop it. You don't have these questions, so you're not expecting anything. But let's just go with the flow. If creativity had a scent, what would yours smell like?
If
She's
it had a
thinking.
sense, probably would. Some
Probably.
sweets.
Okay. What's one workspace red
I said,
flag?
did you guess me? Okay, I said probably rose.
Rose. Oh, that's
I
interesting.
like.
So it was scent like rose. That's good. Let's head on to the next one. What's one workspace red flag that instantly tells you someone needs spaces in their life?
The dusty text.
Okay, great. If you had a superpower as a product designer, what do you think it would be?
I think to read people's mind.
Okay. Okay, great. Imagine you're building a dream tech tool for women creatives. What fun or playful feature would you add just because you can?
Okay, a fun or playful feature. Something that helps us try on things, like that projects real life. Does
Great.
that count?
Yeah, it counts. I wish you had a name, but that's fine. If your life right now were a user interface, what would the home screen look like? Tell me.
If what?
If your life right now were a user interface, what would the home screen look like?
My life right now, what would the home screen look like? Okay. Well, to have a Bible, of course.
Bible. Mention 3.
A journal,
A journal.
a flower.
And a flower. Okay. Rose plays out here again. All right. And last one. What tech trend are you secretly tired of hearing about?
What
tech trend are you secretly tired of hearing about?
You want me to reveal my secret? I don't want to be dragged on X.
No. Just say it. Don't worry. It's a safe space.
Indeed. Okay, so I love AI a lot, but I'm of the opinion that not every tool needs AI. Some tools just need like better features, but not necessarily integrating AI into it.
Because I agree with you. It's looking like AI has to go into every single thing. And trust me, it's getting boring. Thank you so much, Ella. What's your last word for young women like you, for women, for girls, for teenagers, whoever's looking up to come into the tech space? What word do you have for them?
Well, one sentence I will share is, impossible says I am possible. So don't allow anyone make you feel like there's absolutely nothing you can do. Know that nothing is beyond you. So strive for the best that you can do.
Nothing is beyond you. The word impossible says I am possible. Take that away from Ella. It was so good to have you on Idea Ladies Talk Tech. Thank you so much, Ella. All right. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you for having me. I really...
Thank you, Ella. Thank
Bye.
you. All right, ladies and the men watching, I hope you learned a thing or two from our guest, who's a product designer, a poet. Ella is a bag of talents, trust me. She is a bag of talents, and I want you to go home, go to work, watching this, put it on replay, have it watch, and, just soak in and listen to what she said, especially when she spoke about having your space decluttered. You do not need a cluttered space for you to be productive. But that's the much we can take on this edition of Ladies Talk Tech. I want you to be in touch by reaching out to us across the different social media platforms. And if you'd like to feature here or even sponsor this program, do also reach out to us at Idea TV. The details are currently displayed on the screen, by the way, so, it saves me the stress. So just reach out to us for your advert placements, reach out to sponsor, reach out to partner. We want more women in the tech space, and we want them to show that, yes, a lot is happening. We're spotlighting them, and they're doing the wonders that they say they're doing. So my name is Chinatu Oji. Until I come your way next time, stay locked in.